For the past few weeks, there has been a lot of discussion surrounding GSCUU Aerodactyl. Currently, Aerodactyl is in UUBL and disallowed from UU. Some people, including myself, think it should be unbanned though. Aerodactyl would not be broken in GSCUU and it would help address the tier's current issues. Aerodactyl is in UUBL because of outdated tiering decisions from a decade ago. With how GSCU has evolved, this thing is not overpowered in this tier. Aero has some great defensive utility, but it's really let down by its move pool. Aero doesn't learn Rock Slide, so its best stab moves are Hidden Power Rock or Hidden Power Flying. Aerodactyl is also weak to common attacking types, like Water, Electric, and Ice. Aerodactyl is actually pretty poor at dealing damage, unless it's hitting its opponent super effectively. Aerodactyl would help address GSCU's current issues though. Scyther is currently very broken in this tier, and Aerodactyl dominates it. Aerodactyl also adds another normal resist in the tier where Granbull is the king. Aerodactyl is able to compress defensive rolls of other Pokemon. It's basically a hybrid of Crobat and Omastar. Aerodactyl can check other threats, like Dodrio and Pinsir, but its amazing Scyther matchup is the main reason people want it in the tier. I fully support unbanning Aerodactyl, and so do several others. In fact, Aerodactyl was unbanned for the GSC Grand Slam, a tournament comprised of several GSC lower tiers. There's been a lot of discussion on GSC tiering recently. The suggestions for improving the tier have ranged from unbanning Muck to banning Baton Pass, but Aerodactyl seems to be the most popular choice. Let's see why that is, and analyse the fossil Pokemon. Aerodactyl's main claim to fame in this tier would be its typing. Its stats, outside of its speed and attack, aren't great, and it has a shallow attacking move pool. That typing, though, is very good in GCUU. Aerodactyl would introduce a normal resist who doesn't care at all about ground moves. Currently, normal plus ground is a busted attacking combo in this tier, and Aerodactyl helps against that. The main reason people want Aerodactyl in this tier is Scyther though. Scyther is pretty damn broken, and Aerodactyl introduces an excellent counter to it. Aerodactyl resists or is immune to all of Scyther's common attacking moves. It can then outspeed the bug and OHKO it with a 4 times effective Hidden Power Rock. Currently, we have Crobat as a Scyther counter, but Crobat is more passive than Aero would be if it was in this tier. Unlike Crobat, Aerodactyl resists normal too, letting it check non-thunder variants of Granbull and Dodrio. Like Crobat, it matches up well against Pinsir. Aerodactyl would primarily be picked for its ability to check these Pokemon. Offensively, Aero has a high attack stat, but not that many great attacking moves. Hidden Power Rock hits Pokemon like Pinsir, Dodrio, Gyarados, and Jumpluff super effectively, and it OHKOs Scyther. It also deals decent damage to frailer special attackers, like Haunter and Mr. Mime. Earthquake complements Hidden Power Rock well, hitting Haunter, Nidoqueen, Electric types, Qwilfish, and more super effectively. Nothing in GSCU resists the combination of Hidden Power Rock and Earthquake. Aerodactyl can then boost itself with Curse. Curse might seem strange on such a fast Pokemon, but Aerodactyl needs it to actually check Curse Talk Granbull, who can otherwise just set up on Aero and overpower it. Aerodactyl is so fast that it still outspeeds several prominent Pokemon after a Curse, including Piloswine, Lantern, Hypno, and Omastar. When Aero's checks have been removed, a Curse set can be rather threatening. Aerodactyl can also use Roar though. Aerodactyl would add another phaser to a tier that is sorely lacking in them. An offensive Aerodactyl with moves like Fire Blast would likely be mediocre. Aero just doesn't hit hard enough without boosting. Aero wishes it could run Fire Blast or Piloswine, but it has a real tough time fitting it. In the team builder, it's best to think of Aerodactyl as a hybrid of Omastar and Crobat. It combines the traits of these two Pokemon well. Aerodactyl would assist teams that are weak to Scyther and Pinsir. For example, Blastoise offenses are weak to bugs, so they would appreciate Aero. Light Screen Rest Hawk Hypno is a set that is made terrible by Scyther and Pinsir, since they can set up on it. This set would appreciate Aerodactyl as a partner. Quagsire plus Heal Bell Granbull teams would like Aerodactyl for a similar reason. Aerodactyl wouldn't become the tier's premier normal resist, but it can do a lot of cool stuff in the team builder. On Quagstar plus Healbell Granbull teams, for example, it can compress the roles of Jumpluff and Omastar, giving you a free team slot. Despite all these good traits though, Aerodactyl has several key flaws. Its bulk isn't amazing, and its typing leaves it with weaknesses to water, electric, and ice. This means the tier's water types, electric types, special attackers with electric moves, and Piloswine can all hit hard. Aerodactyl also lacks reliable recovery outside of Sleep Talk, which it doesn't want to run, because then it's giving up Curse or Earthquake. This makes Aerodactyl very exploitable when asleep. Despite Aerodactyl's good attack stat, it's let down hard by its move pool. Its strongest stab moves are Hidden Power Rock and Flying. If Aerodactyl doesn't hit its foe super effectively, then it's not threatening him much unless it's a frail special attacker. Pokemon like Blastoise, Piloswine, Feraligatr, and Quagsire can tank Aero's attacks and hit hard. While Aerodactyl does check top tier physical attackers, it gives entry to the tier's water types, and it can be passive. Even then, the physical attackers can run coverage moves for it. Granbull and Pinsir commonly use Thunder and Rock Throw, respectively, in the current metagame, and these options would increase in popularity with Aero around. Scyther would also use Steel Wing to 3 KO Aero on the Switch. If Aerodactyl doesn't match up into one of the physical attackers it has a good matchup versus, it likely won't do much. In all honesty, I think Aero would only be like a B+ tier mon. It has a lot of value, but it sucks against some prominent Pokemon. Building with it can be difficult because of its weaknesses and its passivity. Aerodactyl would face competition from UU's current norm resists. It lacks Haunter's ability to spin block and explode, Magneton's power and psychic resistance, and Omastar's strong Sap Surf. As a result of all this, Aerodactyl wouldn't be broken in GSC underused. I absolutely think we should unban Aerodactyl. GSC underused is currently in a pretty bad state. Very few people want to actually play this tier, and unbanning Aerodactyl could bring some attention to it. It also helps address the tier's current issues. Unbanning Aerodactyl is a good first step towards fixing GSC underused. It's a harmless unban. Unlike Venusaur, who is also a harmless unban, Aerodactyl helps address the tier's issues. I don't see any reason to keep Aerodactyl out of GSC UU anymore. Give us this beautiful fossil.